You're gonna be silent, Birdie? You aren't, are you? Oh. Hello? Working? Ah, it works. There's a real big delay. Alright, so I'm gonna close my own window because there's a real big delay, and going to watch myself is going to be bad. Not live anymore? What is this? Oh, there we go. Cool. Well, okay. This is the first time doing this for Foamtastic, so I had to make a new streaming environment. If things are not working, if sound is bad, please do tell me. I will try to change that. I'm very much aware that I'm doing this in English right now. I am Dutch. You can ask me questions in Dutch. I will answer them in Dutch. I don't know what the balance of Dutch and English people will be, so I wanted to be safe and go on English right away. Working on this fella today. This is a mask I'm making for one of my cosplays. It is just a regular balaclava you can buy from the store. And I covered it with pieces of EVA foam and upholstery foam. And the EVA foam can of course be bought at Foamtastic. I put a link on the overlay, as you can see. This is just the base. On the base I will put clay details. But we're not done with the base yet because I want to finish the teeth first, and there are going to be teeth on the bottom as well. So that is probably what I'll be working on. And if you have any questions, I will be answering them. I'm not really a talker during crafting, so if I'm a bit silent, sorry about that. Alright. If you hear a bird chirping, I can't turn her off. Yeah, I'm talking about you. She reacts when I'm talking, so there you have it. I'm going to use some tools which will make some noise. I don't really have a stream deck or something, so I cannot mute myself on a whim. So I'm just going to let the sound on, so you know that I'm going to use some noise here and there. Anyways, I was working on the teeth. The teeth are made from Tibra. Tibra is a thermoplast which can also be bought from the Foamtastic store. Why not foam? I don't know. I like because it's really hard. It gets just as hard as plastic when it's completely cold again. And I also use Tibra teeth on my Skeksis cosplay, and I really noticed that they just won't break. And I'm that clumsy person that likes to throw at things. And I never had the teeth fall out or break or anything. There was one tooth that came loose, and it was on the glue and not on the tooth itself. So that's why I'm pretty positive about using this zebra thing. I don't have enough, I think, however, sad. Wait. This is another thermoplast I got. It's called Fibra Form, I think. Also got it from the store. This is used to reinforce structures, but I'm probably going to make some teeth out of this as well, because this is the only pieces of zebra I have left. Oh wait, I also have some warbler, but I really don't like warbler, so I'll probably won't use it. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. I have my PC over there, so I have to I have to keep looking. I mean, I can probably look in the chat of the. Let me check if all the links are working. Yes, you. Okay, cool. I used the right links. Yay, hooray. Okay, let's do this. Open my reference for a sec. There we go. The only things I am going to have to add are around here. So. Like all plastics that get soft when hot, you should probably use gloves for this, but I don't really feel anything in my hands anymore. And basically when it's soft, it works like clay. Burp is loud, yeah, sorry about that. I can't move the bird or tell the bird to shut up. I'll move the bird next time. There we go. Now this tooth is a little bit too big. I also need to aim where I'm working. So if I'm working off screen, that's why. Let me just remove a bit. It's a little bit too big. All right. When I have my shape I want, I heat up the base of the tooth again, so that gets soft. There we go. We grab my fella, and I gently press it against the foam. Now, this is not the way it will be attached, because T-brass is known to be sticky, but what I noticed is that it doesn't really stick to foam that well. So what I do is get this tooth in the shape of the foam where I want it to be. Make sure it keeps having the shape I want it to have. What's really nice about these thermoplasts is if you're not happy with the shape or something deformed by accident, you can just heat it up and reshape it. If you're doing this with clay, first of all, clay has a drying period. So when you've clayed something, you're like waiting for it to dry for at least some hours. And things like teeth, I just want to have just right away. So that's another reason for me using thermoplast for the teeth. There we go. Now I'm going to let this cool. It looks as if it's staying, but I can just pull it off because it won't stick. And when it's cool, pull it off, and I'll just glue it to the mask with contact cement. The same contact cement you use for the foam. It's so multi-purpose. I really love contact cement. Yeah, alright, that can dry or cool down. And then we go for the tooth on the other side. I really hope I have enough. I think I just have enough. I also got this leftover piece from this tooth that was too big, and you can just use it. You can really just... I noticed it doesn't really work with Worbla. Another reason why I like T-brass, I can just put this leftover piece on another piece, heat it up, and it'll stick together. Ate myself. Oh, bird is going to sleep. Where's my knife? I'm going to do something I don't want you to do. I'm using the back of my knife to get rid of some leftover. That's going to be too much. There we go. Also, T-brass has a sticky side and a less stickier side. Believe me, it's true. Make sure you, I think the sticky side is the side that is shinier. When you have it in hand, you notice that one side is shiny and one side is more matte, opaque. Don't heat it with the shiny side down to your table because it will Okay, cool. I can. Alright. And we heat up the back again. I'm trying to do things as most on camera as I can. And we press it onto the foam edge again. Make sure it holds shape. Now, I'm doing the teeth first because, as you can see, you see these overlap. The overhang is really ugly. That's all going to be covered by another layer of thermoplast, so it's really reinforced and the teeth won't come falling off. And it will also be covered with clay for the flesh, so I will make like literal lips over them so you don't see these overhang. There we go. Ain't you a pretty fella? Alright. That's another one. Alright. So, this tooth, the one we made first, is probably cooled down and we can pull it off. It's pretty stuck, but I always like to be sure. I always want everything to be glued on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Ah, there we go. See, I can pull it off again. So what I'm doing now is remove some foam I pulled off with it. Yeah, there we go. Contact cement. Alright, so this bottle is completely abused and actually broken. That's why I had to duct tape that up. Anyways, contact cement works like if the bottle works with me, please. Come on, hello. Oh my god. Make sure you take good care of your stuff and not be like me and let everything deteriorate in a week. There we go. Alright, contact cement. So, like the name suggests, you have to put this glue on both sides of where you want to glue something together. So I'm putting some on the tooth. There we go. And this is what the tooth looks like right now. This is the tooth itself, and this is where I pushed it against the foam, so it has like a little slot where it will fit right in. Let that dry. And then we'll put some on the mask. And some on the back as well. Also be wary about the thing with contact cement is this is probably the only toxic thing in cosplay you use. Unless you're using aerosol cans, a lot of them are toxic as well. They release toxic fumes. Normally you would have to wear a mask, but I don't. Please wear a mask when you're using contact cement. I'm not a good example. Alright, so that's glued. There's going to be a tooth there. Is this one? No, it's still a bit hot. You have to really wait for things to cool down, because this tooth I just made, it feels, I mean it's hard, but I can feel on the inside it's still hot, so when I go pulling it right now, it will probably lose shape. So I'm going to let it be. I want 2 tiny teeth, and I think these tiny pieces are enough. Or I can just get slurp. Good. Yes. Should I put you in frame next time? Yeah. So people can look at the birds. Alright. Leap. I think this is enough. I need heat. Alright. So. Tiny teeth. One of the reasons I don't like working with thermoplast is that it gets hot and I can't handle it the way I want it to. Alright, tiny tooth. I think now, could you make these teeth from foam? Yes. They tend to get floppy and not have structure. And also you have to Dremel them down. Can you make teeth with foam clay? Yes. I would advise against it because foam clay gets very brittle when it's dry, and especially when it's dry for some months, it gets really, really brittle on its own. It will break on its own. It won't even break because something bumps against it. So I really advise using foam clay for this, because you have a lot of shape that has risk of getting something bumping into it. Anyways, this one is drying. This one feels cooled off. So I'm going to, yeah, this one came off really easily. There we go. As you can see, there's the slot that formed itself by pressing it against the foam, and that's where I'm going to glue it. Contact cement, the one I'm using can also be bought at Foamtastic. Yet again, the link is on the overlay itself. Alright, that one can go dry. Oh, I need to put some here as well. Alright. One more tiny fella in the corner. Is this dry? This is dry. Alright. Is this one dry? Dry enough. Okay, so now I'm going to wiggle this tooth on. The thing about contact cement is you have no room for error. When it's on and it's stuck. And you will not be able to replace it or remove it without tearing some foam most of the time. So make sure you're hitting the spots right away. I hope it shows on camera my struggle to get his fella on. Oh, that went pretty easy. And press it down really well. And there we go. The fella's on. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. I love it. This one is drying. And then we need one more tooth in the corner. And then we'll probably move to the bottom. Those teeth are different. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll see. One more teeth. Tiny step. I love how I still have leftover zebra, which I'm not throwing away, even though it's just that little. To eat, yes. She responds to me, so I hope it's not so much of a bother when I'm talking and she's talking to me. Oh, she's sleepy though. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Ah, what? Alright. Put it on that pretty face. There we go. Yes. This one's still drying. I also, about contact cement, I totally forgot to mention, is you have to wait until the glue itself is dry to the touch. Which probably sounds really weird, counterproductive, but that's when the glue really sticks together. if I don't lose my piece by throwing it around. Normally it takes around 10 minutes, but if you're gluing on foam, well, it has a lot of air inside of the material, and it's quite like a sponge, so it will suck up the glue, and it will make sure it dries a little bit faster that way. So for when you're gluing foam, the waiting times between putting on the contact cement is around 5 minutes. With the upholstery foam, it's even quicker, because that literally is it literally is a sponge. Very soft material. It's probably dry after like 2 minutes. That's why a lot of these hair spikes are made from upholstery foam, because it's just so quick with gluing everything down. And what's also really nice about contact cement and what it makes it best suitable for cosplay is that it stays flexible. And a lot of people are told to use hot glue because it stays flexible. Well, the thing is, hot glue isn't really glue. It's rubber plastic that you make hot, soft, and thus it glues, but it's really rubber. And when it's dry, it can break. It's not that flexible as you might think. It rips and tears quite easily. When you're putting together something with just foam that is going to get a lot of stress, please use contact cement and not hot glue. The thing also is, and this is not a joke, it may sound like it, but it's getting hotter every summer. And if it's like really hot out, around 32 degrees Celsius, and you're wearing a foam armor or warbler armor may glue together with hot glue, the hot glue will get soft. I'm not joking. Your cosplay will fall apart. And contact cement will not get soft with heat or cold or anything. So they'll just stay together. What I even noticed, the contact cement is so strong that if something rips or tears, it will rip aside from the glue seam, not on the glue seam itself. That's how strong it is. Hi Evan. I should probably look more at the PC more often. Look at my pretty face. He's so cute with the teeth. God. Not dry it. Alright. So the teeth on the upper jaw are done. Still waiting for this one to. Oh, it says cool down. Kaput love. Raw. If it wants to go. Come on, baby. Yeah, there we go. Wait, did I glue that one? No, I didn't. I can pull it one off as well. Here we go. TVs. And I know I had this whole rant about hot glue, but I hot glued the teeth of my Skeksis, and I'm not going to do that again. They didn't fall out except for one that got a little bit loose when I was throwing the thing around. But I somehow thought that using hot glue, because this is a thermoplast, the hot glue and the thermoplast get soft together and that might create a better adhesion. No. So I'm just using contact cement. I don't know why I had that thought, that it would maybe work better. I don't even have a hot glue gun myself, so I'm also always using the one from my roommate. It's fine though. I give her a lot of things I return. In return, I use her sewing machine as well. Yeah. Your ears? What? Oh god, is the bird really that loud? Because then I'll probably have to move the bird. Pecco, you're loud. Of course. I completely forgot that you could be loud. I mean, I can feel around. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but I think most watchers are wearing a headset, so I'll I'll fiddle with this sound next time. I'm going to, because all these streams are going to be saved on the Foamtastic site, so I can watch it in repeat. And listen to how loud this obnoxious goddamn bird is. Yeah, she's acting like she's sleeping, but she's not. Alright. So, the upper row of teeth is done. I want to go to the lower jaw. I'm gonna try out this material, see if it gets me some desired results. Yeah, well, I didn't expect the microphone on the, because I'm using the microphone of the webcam itself. I didn't expect it to be so sensitive. Alright, so next time I'm going to put down a reference image on the overlay, which I forgot to do this time. Because the teeth on the lower jaw, they're kind of fused together with his jaw and the beard that he has. I'm probably going to put on the teeth just like the upper jaw and clay over a beard's chin-like structure over it. Yeah, alright, let's see how this one heats up. Pecco, why you scream? So this is actually, it has a bit of yeah, what's it called in English? A gauze. It has a pattern inside. Can you pick it out on the camera? I can't really. It has a pattern. It's meant for structures. I don't know if making teeth out of this is a good idea. But we're gonna see. I didn't make it warm enough, I see. I notice. Look. Alright, come here. This one doesn't form as nicely as Tibra does. And you can also still sort of see the pattern. I mean, I don't think it really I think it's gonna be okay. Oh, it's gonna be fine. I'll probably put some clay and primer over it and the pattern will leave. Snip, snip. Ugh. Come on. There you go. Zebra. Or thermoplast in general. I mean, wrinkles, yeah. The zebra does have some wrinkles. It has a bit of a marble-ish effect. I'd call it that. But I don't really mind for myself. That's why I'm not using zebra for big surfaces, because then, yes, the effect would be undesirable. Alright, now, how's this tooth? A lot better. These teeth are probably just going to be a base for more clay that I'm going to putting over them. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Alright. I really want to make really long, big teeth, but I have to make sure that I don't do that because it's really not necessary. Yeah, well, what I noticed is that I find zebra easier to work with because it's more malleable, easier. I mean, when it doesn't need as much heat as Warbler does. I really don't like Warbler, but it's really personal, and I've noticed everyone, even people that like thermoplasts, they have the favorites. There are people who like the black one the most. There are people who like the brown, the standard one the most. There are people who are actually fucking wizards and can work with the transparent one, which is the one that everyone is always complaining about. And I agree. I touched it once and I'm never going to touch it again. But yeah, I don't use zebra for big surfaces, just for teeth. And what I also like using it for is on the inside of foam elbows or knees. It dries up like plastic. It gives such a strong structure to it. What I also did is the PVC frame for my Skeksis, the one that I'm wearing on my back. The joints are reinforced with zebra as well. Alright, that can dry. Do I still know which teeth is which? Shit. Oh, no. This is fine. Yes, okay, cool. Stupid. Wait a minute. This one goes there and this one goes there. Yes, okay. And there she goes. There we go. Yeah, the fingerprints. There are fingerprints on this as well. You can see them up close. The same goes for my Skeksis head. You can see the fingerprints on the teeth. What I did notice, because I painted and primed the whole thing with latex. The latex is so thick, it actually covered up some texture. It added some texture of its own, however. I'm not good at making things smooth, nice and clean. Now I must admit that the kind of cosplay I do and choose are not the smooth, squeaky clean metal plate cosplays anyway, so I give myself that room to leave things a bit rough. Yes. Tweet. Oh god. No, birdie, please. Be silent, birdie. No. Alright, last one. Dry enough. And there we go. Now this gel's really flexible still. That's going. Sadly, that's going away as soon as there will be going clay over this guy. Yeah, it feels good. Looks good too. Thief! Do you like Pecco? Okay. Let's make more of these. Oh god, yeah. Daylight saving time is fucking me up as well. I almost missed the stream. But have a good nip. The time on my PC apparently doesn't correct itself. So I was looking at my phone and then I was looking at my PC and I was like, oh shit, I have to stream in half an hour. Anyways, let's heat up another one of these pellets. I'm not using Keeper for the lower teeth because I'm running out of it. That's the only reason. Sticky. It's also sticky because I still have glue on my fingies. Kevin says hi, by the way. Yeah, I have a reference for the guy over the Discord chat. Do I really have to look what he's up to? Oh god, this one is hard to cut. Urgh. Come on. Come on. Should probably get one of them handy dandy placemats that can take some heat because things are sticky. You can go on. There we go. There we go. You get into shape. Also, the thing about this particular design is that the teeth are really uneven. There's not really logic to their size and placement, so I can just do whatever I want. Alright. Come on, get off. I can't bully. I want to bully. I also noticed that this Varafoam thermoplast, it cools down way faster, so I can work a bit quicker. Which is fine by me. Playing doctor for like 2 viewers. Great. I mean, I didn't really expect how many viewers I was going to get, but the good thing about these videos is they're staying on the website or on the YouTube page, so people can watch them back. So that's why I'm also really filling them on random as cosplay crafting details, so they have some rewatchability. Yeah. Got a bottom tooth. In please. Because I put the whole structure into a balaclava or just a hood. I'll put it on in a second. But when I move my jaw, the lower jaw moves a bit as well. Because what I did is show it on camera, please. The lower jaw and the upper jaw are 2 separate pieces. I made sure that they're not connected to each other, making sure that when I move, the jaw moves and doesn't pull the whole structure and it will implode or something. Something new I tried out, and I'm really happy about that, because what I normally did with masks and heads is I would glue like a jaw or the upper face. I would glue the whole complete thing down to the base, and in this case the hood. What I did this time, I only glued the lower jaw over here, on the chin, and over here. So the rest of the pieces I can put my fingers under it, so there's room. First of all, this gives my own face a little bit more air space to breathe. Also, there's going to be. I want this head to have some electronics. The eyes are going to be lit up, and there's also going to be a tube with smoke, which is probably going to be placed under the teeth. And I need room for that. And by doing this, I have so much room to work with. I can hide a lot of electronics in these spaces. So yeah, that was a good experiment. More teeth. Don't have to put down a cross. So now everything is in frame. Because I was debating whether I wanted the camera to be over my shoulder or over there. It's still a bit trial and error. The last time I did streaming, I placed the camera like more over there, so you wouldn't see me that much. But I think sometimes it's better to see the person crafting. It creates more, I don't know, more personal experience, I guess. And also because this crafting hour is not just supposed to be me crafting, it's also supposed to be people asking questions and me answering them. There was even an idea that these streams would be just for answering questions, but what I suspected and what's actually well coming true is that there aren't that much people watching. And the people that are watching are probably my friends, and they already know a lot about cosplay crafting. And I think it's more educative that I am talking about what I'm doing and why I'm doing things to them than answering questions, because they probably don't have any questions anyways. And what I noticed, and that goes from me hearing my friends talk as well, when they're often in their own tangents talking about cosplay crafting, there's sometimes things that they mention that's really normal to them, and I'm like, wait, but that's genius. I didn't even think about that. So that's why I prefer to just go craft and talk. Because this one cools down way faster. I also have to keep reheating it, which is a bit of a bother. This one also wants to stick more to the foam, which is fine, but I want to remove you in a second, glue you on separately. Also, you might be wondering, why on earth is she wearing her cap inside the house? My hair didn't really want to cooperate, so that's why I'm wearing a cap. can you be a little bit... Come on. I want a little bit more tip. There we are. The lower jaw doesn't really have that much teeth. Probably going to add another one on this side, and the rest is going to be foam, because it doesn't have that much surface, so they won't be breaking. Nah, it's gonna be fine. Also, the jaw, these teeth won't be touching each other anytime soon. There's always going to be some space, because the mouth will stay a little bit open. To eat? Yes. Sometimes what I do to determine where exactly my glue is going to go, so the pieces will fit together, I put some glue on the part that I want to glue to, well, the bigger structure, and I press it down, remove it immediately, and it will create a stain with glue, wet glue, and that's where I know I want to press them together, and then I'll add some more glue after, and then let it dry. That way, you don't really get stains around where you don't want them. Yeah, okay. Last teeth. After that, I'm going to use this bar of foam to reinforce this top bit. Ah, no. Don't stick to the table, please. There. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Oh yeah, that's alright. Yes. Good, good. That one worked out right away. Nice. Alright, now we're gonna do... Yeah. Same. Come on. Put some glue on my little teeth. There we go. Pressing it down on the place where I want it to go. Remove it immediately, and as you can see, it leaves a stain. And on that stain, I'm going to apply some more glue. There we go. And let that dry. There we are. Alright. So that's enough teeth for the lower jaw. I'm going to Dremel a bit in a second. Oh boy, Dremeling really isn't going to be nice for the camera. I can mute myself, so I'll probably mute myself just for the Dremeling. Yes, but first we're going to add some Varafoam to the, well, the lip, the upper lip. Do I have, is this enough? Yeah. Also, this Varafoam thermoplast, it's way thinner than Worbla, so I can cut it really easily with the scissors, which is so much better than Worbla. You can barely cut that. I really don't like it. Alright, let's see. That's way too... It's way too much. And this marker is finito. Now I'm just marking where I want this to go. There we go. I doubt this is going to work in 2 layers. The planning, by the way, is that I'm streaming for about 2 hours, which is just 45 more minutes. No. Yes, I'm correct. So there's some structure to these. And I already doubt that people are going to watch a stream of 2 hours, so Maybe we'll find out that an hour is better. I'm not throwing these away, so you know. Alright. So, this is the piece of foam I just cut. I am going to heat it up, press it down. I can just press it against this and heat it up because the head under this is styrofoam. You can't heat up styrofoam because it will melt. So I have to make sure not to apply heat to this face right away. So yes. Make sure it's flat. Sorry. Sometimes friends require direct attention. Okay. Now, again, I can make this as sloppy as I want because there's going clay over this lip. I have to work fast. Alright, now I'm going to carefully add some heat because this really hardens really fast. Alright, saved it. I already saw the styrofoam melting away and was like, oh no, no, that's not what we want. Cut this away. The other side. I also have to make sure I'm not softening the teeth again. But it's going alright. Alright. There we go. When this heats down, this area won't become as floppy as it used to be. Just solely because there is some Vara foam over it. And this Vara foam, the way I'm applying it, it sticks right away to the foam. This won't be able to be pulled off again. That's because you're covering a surface and you're not like making something and that is hanging suspended. There's a lot of contact area. That's the word I'm looking for. This one's not right. Alright. Then we have to wait a little bit longer. Looking for the middle of the frame. Look at that grinny little bastard. Oh, the teeth are so much better. It looks so much better with teeth. Hell yeah. Get me some slurp of coffee. Oh yeah, about patterns, maybe you can talk a bit about that while we're waiting. This is an unpatterned piece. This is all completely free-handed. What does freehanding mean? People ask. It basically means I'm just pulling it out of nowhere without a pattern. But it also means that you're just, what I did just for the lower jaw, just to make sure that is the correct size next to my head. I did tape my own jaw in the hood, pulled the tape off, made somewhat of a pattern from the jaw. I still consider that freehanding. When I'm really speaking about patterns is when you're either getting a pattern from the internet, or I make a little model of whatever I want to make, and I'm going to tape that little model, take the tape off, and use that as a pattern, which I can enlarge in the computer. But no, yeah, this guy is free-handed. And about freehanding, always make things a tad bit too big, in a way that you know that you can remove a little bit. Because when I was working on this guy's jaw, the jaw was a little bit, it went like to here. It was also a bit lower. I did it on purpose because I knew the jaws would be a bit too big. What I also do, when I have a base down, I make a picture with me wearing the thing. and I draw on the picture. It can be on your phone, or I draw on my computer. And that way I know, oh, I have to remove some foam here, or sometimes you have to add some foam. But it's way better to remove some foam, so it's better to make something a little bit bigger and then scale it down than having to add foam, because if you have to add pieces, you will create seams that you probably wouldn't want there to be. So yeah, this was a little bit thicker and I could just trim it off, get the desired shape and size. The eyebrows were a bit bigger in the beginning as well, but they were too big, so I just shaved them down a little bit. Yeah. This is way less floppy now because of the Vara foam. Yeah, a little bit on the edge, but that's fine. At least the nose area is not that floppy anymore. Cool. And that's what Vara foam is for. It's really meant to reinforce structures. Glue this baby on. Alright. And that's for Thief. Now the lower jaw is, because it looks a bit flat right now, there's going to be clay over here, so it becomes more round. But yeah, I want to have the teeth on us first, because the teeth are going to mold into the jaw. I am going to do the same thing as on the upper lip. I'm going to add some reinforcement. And it's really important that when you're making a cosplay, try to reinforce as much as possible, because there's nothing nicer than wearing a cosplay and knowing nothing will break. Often in the beginning, when I just wore cosplay, I always had this fear in the back of my mind, like, oh god, I hope this part is not going to break or fail on me. So that's why I advise you to reinforce as much as possible, even the stupidest little things as teeth, so you don't have to worry in the back of your mind that things might break. Makes your day a whole lot better, I tell you. Cheep cheep. What is the time? Alright. Using a sewing needle to mold this in. Probably not the best idea. Oh well, it's working, so. Just making sure that the materials are kind of melting together. All right. Looks so ugly. There's always this ugly face in building cosplay. I noticed it's more prevalent with foam and clay Borbla cosplay than sewing, but there's this real long ugly face where things really look not the way it's supposed to be, because you really want to make sure that the base is solid, like quite literally in structure but also in shape, so that all the details you're going to be putting on require less, well, weight, time, effort. It's all in the base. It really is. The base and the patterns are so incredibly important. I mean, the same goes for sewing, that your patterns are the most important thing. But yeah, you're not really building onto sewing. Waiting till this is cool off. Then I'll put it on. Yeah, this is gonna be cool, fella. Alright, so now I'm also going to tell you something really stupid about the mannequin head, the doll head that's under this thing. Be careful not to destroy anything. Alright, so these hats can also be bought at Foamtastic, by the way. They're on the side as well. Well, so what I did with the whole, because the hood doesn't have a shape, so I can't just glue things right on here without things skewing and not taking the right form I want them to. So I had to have the hood onto the styrofoam head when gluing things on. So if I would do that without any kind of protection, then I would glue the hood directly into the styrofoam head, and that's not something you want. So it sounds really stupid and easy, but I just put on some plastic onto the head to make sure it doesn't stick, because contact cement has a real hard time sticking to plastics like these, or glass in that case. So I could pull it right off when I was done gluing the whole thing. Like, as you can see, the hood on the back still doesn't keep any shape. Everything that's glued on here is keeping this thing in shape and together. It looks so funny when the mouth is closed. Anyways, let's put it on. It's a tight fit, so to remove my glasses. Oh. bend down a little bit. As you can see, if I move my jaw, this jaw moves. Oh, that's great. I love that so much. I can like wiggle around how this how open the jaw is. Of course you see my face right now. That's going to go away. I'm going to make sure that you won't be able to be seeing my face anymore. I see that I also burned a hole in the fabric right here, which is really stupid of me. Oh, it's not that big. That's why you shouldn't like point a heat gun at fabric, because you melt it away. Stupid. But yeah, I'm happy. It looks so funny when you can still see my face. Hell yeah. I'm also going to make a tongue that I can remove and just place in, just for our pictures. Hell yeah. I've been working on the teeth for almost 2 hours. Now I must admit that I'm not going to. Can I get myself more into frame or not? Or I'll just get the camera a little bit higher. Ah, there we go. That's better. I'm not going to start on something new right now. It's nice to have the stream focused on just the teeth right now, and me working with some thermoplast. I'm really happy put it on the hood because I can just kind of put it out there. Now my face is inside the face. It's pretty cool. Oh, I love playing around with these things. Did I make 2 holes? Okay, no I didn't. Of course I burn a hole in the fabric. That's really me. God. So yeah, for this time, for the first episode, I'm just going to leave it at me making some teeth. Me working with thermoplastic, that doesn't happen that often. And especially not the first time stream. Oh man. These streams are going to be more on a regular schedule, which is probably going to be on the 3rd Sunday every month on the same time, from 3 to around 5. If people have questions, write them down for the next time. It can be about everything cosplay related. Also about cons or competitions, I can answer pretty much all your questions. And yeah, I think I will leave it at that for the first time. Thank you very much for watching or re-watching if you're watching the playback, which will be placed on the YouTube channel. Oh, and you're a pretty little fella. There we go. I'm not that blind, but prefer to have my glasses on. So yeah, maybe we'll see this mask again. But knowing how fast I work, I will probably work on something else next time. But I'll make sure it's something interesting and something different every time. So I will explain about different techniques and different materials. And maybe it's cool to have some polls for interests, what people want me to work on the most, like foam or patterning. I can also do some digital streams to show some work that I do in the computer quite often, how to prepare a cosplay, how to think about cosplay, how to fit something on your body, and drawing and the blueprints and everything. So yeah, I hope that was a little bit informative, educative, whatever. And I'll do something about the bird.